Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
We are super excited. Hello, welcome to a new episode of Women on Startup Nation. Today we have a very, very exciting guest. Her name is, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Ellie Hochenberg.
Hochenberg,
Hochenberg.
yeah. It's German. Don't I look German?
No.
One of the mystery of the Israeli people.
It is.
So Ellie is one of Israel's leading journalists. She's been an anchor, a co-anchor in news since she was 10 years old.
Yep.
You will tell us more about it very soon. And she is one of the main faces of the news channel iNews24, who many of you probably have seen, especially the ones who don't live in Israel, because it's mainly, it's been, and now it's in Hebrew, but it's been basically Israel's only news in English. And she's anchoring the Global Eye program, which focuses on global events.
Yeah, but for many years I was the Israel correspondent. So that was my attempt to branch out for a second.
Amazing. Amazing. So before we start, I just would like to tell you how Fiammetta and I met Ellie. So the nerds that we are, in the evening before we go and get a glass of wine, we try to look for interesting events. And we attended the presentation of Amit Segal's book, A Call at 4 a.m., that has been recently translated into English. I recommend all of you who are interested not only in Israeli history, but also looking for a tool to better understand policymaking and today's basically status of Israel. It's a really, really interesting book. And Ellie was introducing the event, and Fiammetta and I, being super nerds,
you sat at the front row, both of you, with your enchanting energy, and it was impossible not to be drawn to you two from the get-go.
So we literally chased after her.
No.
And we told her about the podcast and we would like her to join us. And she asked us, "What is the podcast about?" And
no, first I said yes without even asking. I just said
true.
Yes.
It's very Jewish. Just say yes.
We'll figure it out later. But yes to you too.
True.
Yes to this.
And without thinking about it, we told her, every time we think about what we're doing here with the podcast, and I think the reason that came out very naturally to say is that we feel, and we'll talk about the Sydney attack soon, but especially today, we feel hated on a personal level so much from around the world, from people that kind of know us, people that know us, and people that don't know us. But I feel like people will be really happy, not really happy, maybe that's an extreme, but they just feel like we deserve bad things happening to us because we're Jewish or because we're Israelis. And we would like to fight that in a way or another. Or at least make people understand, people that hate us, at least
who we are,
at least get to know
us first and then hate
us. So, and we have amazing women in this startup nation. And so in this episode, we are extremely, extremely happy to introduce to you another amazing woman from Israel, from the startup nation. Ellie, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for the privilege. Again, it was just a perfect match from the get-go. I saw the two of you, and I said yes because I knew that no matter where or what you'll take me to do, it would be good. So thank you for including me.
Amazing.
So we know you very well because you are our face, the face of Israel around the world, but not all the people following this podcast knows you, and you have a very fascinating journey. What brings you to become the face of Israel that you are as a journalist worldwide?
I'm not sure I'm worthy of this title, but as I was telling you earlier when we had our coffee, it's like I never even chose it. To an extent, it was just always there. I always had a microphone, and it's one hell of a privilege to spend your life, the majority of your life, with the platform, with this angle of a spectator, of a witness. So yeah, I started at the kids channel. I was like the child anchor with a grown-up adult, and I was more or less the same height, the same sass, the same everything, was just younger. And then my army service, for a foreign audience, it will sound very counterintuitive, but the IDF radio station is actually one of the leading news outlets in Israel, not just very popular, but also to an extent very free. because it is not owned by any private entity. So when you think of a military news outlet, you think North Korea, right? This lady that we all know. But here in Israel, it is actually
the other way around.
It's non-political,
exactly,
which is the main.
Exactly, we are free of any personal interest, etc. So to an extent, it is again one of many Israeli paradoxes, if you will. So that was my army service. My army service was to be a journalist, and 3 weeks after I finished my service, I joined I-24. It was a month since inception.
Right when it started.
Yeah. So I was there from the get-go, more or less the only one still standing. We're a handful. So yeah, it's been 13 years since I joined I-24, and for me, the mission. Because if it wasn't that like many alumni of Galei Tzahal, of the IDF radio station, they pursue a career in media, and for me it wasn't this burning desire to keep on doing that. But I-24 was different. There was a sense of cause, of mission, that really resonated with what I wanted to do in life. So it was more than just journalism. It was about standing by truth and standing by justice in a way so many Jews, and not just Jews, felt that it wasn't the case for too long, and that was an attempt to correct it. And this is part of the when the Abraham Accords happened. Our channel
it's in Arabic as well.
Arabic, English, and French, and even more so before we get to the Abraham Accords. When we talk about coexistence, you can talk about it in like slogans, but in I-24, you had one car, right? One cameraman, usually Israeli, one French reporter, one Arabic reporter, and one English reporter, all in one car, going, down south to cover Protective Edge, going to Jerusalem to cover riots. So coexistence is not, to see the world in different layers and from different perspectives, wasn't just a statement. It was our daily lives, right? And I think
we should mention to who doesn't know that the I-24, the headquarters is located in Jaffa, where we are now,
right?
Which is this beautiful part of Tel Aviv where Jew, Christian, and Muslim are living together.
And now it's Christmas and Hanukkah and everything together. You have
everything together.
Everything, yeah.
I think it is, by the way, this is one of the main things that people that don't know Israel don't understand, and really don't make an effort in understanding that it's a country where I don't think even multiculturalism is the right word.
No.
And not even coexistent.
No,
it's just like we're all on top of each other. It's a real hummus.
It's a true hummus.
Because we are hummus ourselves, Look at me again. I'm German, Polish, Russian, and Romanian. This is
and you look Yemenite.
100%. And this is quite a dull mix, compared to other Israelis. We are a mix to begin with, so there's no other way.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about it before about the fact about our friends. Actually, that Fiammetta, you have so many Palestinian friends that actually understand
us better than our friends from Milan, for instance.
Yeah. So I really wish that this is something that a message that can cut through is that we have plenty of Arab, Muslim friends, people that we work with, and we do it together even during the war, and that's not something that is stopping us. Believing in each other,
on the contrary,
loving each other. We actually seek for more connection with each other.
When you realize that your worldview is not being undermined by a different worldview, it is amplified by it.
Yeah.
And this is why I was mentioning the way we used to cover stories on I-24, this one car, if you will, because in East Jerusalem, the Arabic-speaking reporter granted access to communities, that I on my own wouldn't, right? When we moved to the local market, Machne Yehuda, I took the lead. When we went to a rally of Israelis suspicious of the media, the French reporter took the lead because they had foreign credentials. So it is not that my take was lesser when I was enabling others to be heard as well. It was amplified. And this is what people don't get about Israel, I think.
Yeah. One of the many things.
Yeah, exactly.
So I wanted to ask you because I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but on October 7th, I was on vacation with my family in Milan. We were supposed to fly back on the 7th in the evening, and then our flight got canceled, and we ended up being stuck in Italy for a few weeks. So, and I didn't have any access to Israeli TV, so I turned up iNews 24 because that's the TV, the channel that was available at my parents' place. And you were the face there.
Yeah.
You've been not online, I say on TV, basically since early in the morning. And I just want to ask you, first of all, thank you, because I think you've been in those moments where we felt there was a lack of communication and nobody knew what was going on. And I think people in Israel were worried about finding shelter and figuring out where their loved ones were, especially people that, live in the south or people that had families at the parties at the Nova Festival. But for people abroad, the only thing we could do was like sitting in front of the TV and trying to figure out what was going on. So I think 90% of the Jewish population abroad was looking at you and not only waiting to get information, but also some kind of looking for that feeling that, okay, everything's going to be okay. So it wasn't okay. That was like an illusion we were looking for. I just wanted to ask you, how was it for you in your experience to be in that role on that day?
Well, first of all, thank you for the acknowledgement. We pursue careers in journalism not because it pays well,
Not at all.
not because of the easy, the convenient lifestyle, right? It's because we have this profound sense of mission. And that day, among many other highlights, but that day was definitely a pivotal moment. I will never ever forget the call from my senior producer. It was like 6:45 a.m. I was like, "Come, there are rockets," and all. Like, oh, rockets again! Saturday morning, rushed to the studio. By 7:30, I was already with my makeup on air. And as the day progressed, and we started the day thinking we're covering it another round.
Yeah,
it took a long while to realize that there's something else happening here. That there are territories that been conquered that were not in Israeli control for days, by the way, not just the day off. Hostages, like at the beginning there were like reports suspected kidnapping attempts. Maybe there are a few missing. Nova later on in the morning, like 9-10 a.m. did we realize that there was something going on. And I think that very early on, because of the lack of certainty, because it was so chaotic, I realized that my role, my job is not to provide clarity because there is none. It was to hold the mutual shock.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm. Because that I couldn't offer information. I couldn't offer reason, but I could definitely hold the shock and the horror together with every single person who was sitting on the other side of the camera, because that was that this is what needed to be done. And for days later, I concluded every single broadcast by saying, we're here, we're together, and we will stay resilient. This sense of togetherness was more important than all the information that was simply not available, and to an extent not even today, where
2 years later.
And 2 years later, unfortunately, first night of Hanukkah, we faced what happened in Sinai, in Bondi Beach. I'm still shocked because I used to live there. Before I moved to Israel, I was living in Sinai, in Bondi Beach. Yes.
Which was the Jewish Italian neighborhood, right?
Yeah, because historically, this is also very interesting. Before became so gentrified, it was the place of the poor people.
It's always the Jewish quarter that is getting hip, right?
And Italian. It was like the Brooklyn of Sydney. So when 20 years ago I was a young student, I didn't have money for
chasing surfers.
Exactly.
Well, you don't need money for that. It's need to be young.
I found myself in Bondi Beach because it was the Italian headquarters and the Jewish Israeli headquarters. So 20 years later, to see what we saw, there are no words to describe that. And so I'm asking you, like, as a journalist, how...
But speaking of the shock, it is the same to an extent. Everything happened on October 7th, right? Like all of our worst nightmares came to life on October 7th. But at the same time, nothing happened on October 7th. It was all, and I think that this is the aftershock.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Realizing that it was there under the surface, just lurking, waiting. Because in an instance, it was just like everyone were waiting for the reason to turn against us. And again, that was the shock after the shock, to see how easy it became for everyone to hate on us so naturally. It was just like waiting for the opportunity. You know, when I had friends in New York tell me that they had like those drinking games in the days still at the peak of the war, of like asking one another, would this colleague hide you when push comes to shove? Like doing this imaginary Anne Frank situation, New York, 2023, 2024, right? And you of all people know best.
I think I know 4 people. They're the only ones who on social media or through WhatsApp have reached out and constantly show support and give kind words. And doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, they love Netanyahu or anything, but they just understand that the complexity of the situation, and that, you know, showing empathy and support and understanding that the Jewish people feel extremely alone and afraid, and we are being targeted for who we are today. And yeah, it's, and you know, I don't believe there's, you know, nobody's gonna save me. Nobody's gonna save me.
There is no globalized yet.
No,
not yet.
No.
Well, we can talk about it. Fiammetta has ideas.
Oh, she's a woman of a vision. Yep. Okay. I'm intrigued.
But it kills me because I'm flying to Milano tomorrow to celebrate Christmas, and I'm scared. I have to ask my son and my husband when they're there not to speak Hebrew and to speak English.
Insane. And you know, as a granddaughter of Holocaust survivors, I told you I'm of European descent, albeit very tan. We kept on saying, I grew up with the sense that if only there was more documentation, the world would have known and stopped it, right? And then, fast forward, body cameras, right? It's not the lack of documentation, it's documentation surplus, right? It's literally live with body cams, not of the victim, of the perpetrator.
Yeah.
And it's still not enough. So it's this documentation paradox that, again, I grew up with the sense of if only they would have known.
Yeah, so there you
go. Now they know.
Another belief completely shattered. So sometimes I find myself that I'm like, I really need to find new beliefs, because I think all those sort of this thought that, you know, my great-grandparents were killed in Auschwitz. You know, I felt that I was living in this like idyllic post-Holocaust world where, you know, the golden age of the Jews, and, you know, and all those beliefs have been shattered, and I'm struggling to find new ones. And but we have to, and I think Israel, with all its problems and the divisions that we have and the challenges that are ahead, like we have. Then I sort of try to step back and zoom out and say, like, oh, we never had it so good in a way as the Jewish people.
Yeah, at least now we're able to defend ourselves.
Yeah. But it's very unfortunate we need to get to that, you know. But
hopefully our children in the future will pinpoint this moment as a moment of awakening.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
But just want to quote, you know him, Herbert Pagani. So he was, he died many years ago. He was like an Italian from Libya, but used to live in France. He was just a philosopher and an artist. And he recorded, by the way, beautiful writings and songs, mainly about Zionism, etc. And one of the main quotes that resonates so much, it was like, you know, I think he was Descartes who said, I think, therefore I am.
Yes.
And he said, you know, we Jews, we have been thinking for the last 5,000 years, and we're still denied the right to exist.
Mm.
So today,
Wow.
what I can say
Wow.
is I defend myself, therefore I
am.
exist.
Mm.
So it's very
Wow.
sad, but it's very true. And I feel like, being sad and playing the victim is not for me. So let's
The moment
defend
we
ourselves and
stopped
fight.
playing the victim, this is when it was easier
Exactly.
to hate on us. But it is our struggle.
Yeah. So trying to
What a chill conversation.
Where's the wine? So we wanted to ask you, at the end of the day, these conversations are really about Israel being, amazing women and the startup nation. So I wanted to ask you, what inspires you? Really, you have a job that influences a lot of other people and inspire a lot of other people. But what inspires you? What gets you going?
It really is the people. Like it's not for nothing that in every happiness index,
Yes.
Israel is ranked in the top 5 with like Finland and Norway and like all those Scandinavian
La La Land.
exactly. And even during the war, I think we went
Yeah.
down to like 8th, still top 10. There's something about this joie de vivre of people here that you live because there might not be tomorrow.
Right.
So you live to the full. A close friend of mine, wait, let me not butcher the phrase. It's like when you're in Israel, you can die every day. When you're abroad, you die a little every day.
Wow.
Right?
Mm.
And I think there's something so like
True.
real about being here. It's like a Jerusalem syndrome, which throughout the country, like all over.
By the way, you just brought me to our common friends, the previous Italian ambassador in Israel.
The one and only
Sergio
Barbanti.
Barbanti. Hi, Sergio. Hope you're going to see this episode soon.
Oh, we'll send it to him, of course.
The night before he left Israel, and actually he also concluded his career as an ambassador.
It was his swan song here. Yeah.
So he said something so beautiful and so powerful. It was his goodbye party. He said that this is what he learned the most in his experience here in Israel, that in Israel you cannot do what you want because of security reasons, but you have to be who you are, because the only way to survive this is to be authentic.
100%.
And when he said that, I said, wow, I'm living here for 16 years, but nobody
like articulated
so
it
perfectly as he did.
But this is the beauty of Italian poets in the form of diplomats. But Sergio indeed managed to pinpoint the Israeli essence. And again, he's a veteran diplomat who's been all over the world.
All over the world.
And he knows how to adjust to different cultures. There was something about this country demanding you to be who you are, that, and he got fully immersed in it.
Absolutely.
It's, what a man.
He and his wife, Letizia, since we're here, let's say
ciao.
Another wonderful
woman. By the way, when I first saw her, I was like, this is a woman. Like, this is a woman.
She's the kind of woman of the startup nation. That's why I think that she's so at home when we're
magnificent. She's just this great personality. Oh, wow, truly.
So yes, so Israel is all those beautiful people, not all Israeli, but whoever had the luck.
No, but here's an example of a couple who's not like Jewish and not like Israeli, but managed to get the Israeli essence and indulge in it.
Yeah.
And they were here in time of war, because they were here in October 7, and I have to admit the Italian embassy really did every possible thing to help all the community. And this actually brings us some hope, I guess. And we always like to conclude the episode with a little bit of hope and also with a little bit of feminism.
So I prepared a quote.
Wow.
I came prepared. A month to the war, back in it was November 2023, we had a 1 month broadcast. Who would have thought it would take so many months later for it to be concluded? Not even. And I I concluded that broadcast, this 1 month broadcast, by quoting Leah Goldberg. And here I'm answering 2 questions at once. Right? Leah Goldberg, the Jewish Zionist poet, and she has a very famous poem that also became a song. Is it true? And you need to remember the context, post-Holocaust, right? So many youngsters arriving here with families all gone, arriving here to build a country from scratch. Is it true? Will there ever be days with forgiveness and mercy? And you will walk in the field like a simple wanderer. Your feet on the small leaves will be gently caressed, or the stings will be sweet when you are stung by their wise broken stalks. And she keeps on like describing just this normalcy, if you will. And then she answers, yes, you will walk in the field by yourselves, never scorched by the heat of the fires on the paths paved with gore and blood. And in your heart, you again will humbly surrender, like one blade of grass, like one of humanity. And post October 7th, this poem got,
a whole new meaning.
Exactly. Walking the scorched earth, not paths paved with gore and blood. So yeah, we are compelled, we have no other choice but to walk on those same lands and build something new. This is what we do. This is what we do every time anew.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you so much, Ellie. This is
an honor.
A real honor. We totally have a crush on you.
So. No, girl crushes are the best crushes. No crushes.
And we hope we will be able to host you again soon. And
thank you for
thank
what
you so much.
Good reason.
Yeah.
Like, Abraham Accords happening soon.
But we will be paving a new path.
Hopefully. Amazing. Yeah, that's the spirit. And with this happy note, I think we can
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach,
everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy New Year.
Holidays of light.
Yeah.
Lots of light.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.